Hey everyone, Sarah Breitlander here. My husband and I are the owners of KRAIN Luxury Real Estate. We have 4 offices located along the Guanacaste region of Costa Rica. Those of you that watch this channel already know that. As you may or may not know, we also own a vacation rental and property management company because about, I would say 80% of our clients like to rent out their second home here when they're not here. They're not here full time, it's a second home, and they like for the home to kind of pay for itself and make them a little extra spending money when they're not here. Hence why we opened the property management and vacation rental company. Then we realized that those vacationers that stay in our 80 or so Airbnb homes, they like to do stuff while they're here. So they need transportation to and from the airport. They like to go on day excursions, catamaran rides. They like massage services. They like in-home chefs. So we also own a tour and concierge company. Those are 3 of our 4 main companies down here. And in all of those industries, I often get asked by my clients, what is Semana Santa in Costa Rica? What is it? It's an enigma. They don't understand it. So that's why I'm going to do a video today on Semana Santa. So I'm going to give you an overview and answer the question, what is Semana Santa in Costa Rica? Okay, what is it generally? Well, first of all, it's Holy Week. So Semana is week, Santa is holy, so Holy Week. And it's basically the week before Easter. But not Easter, interestingly enough. So it starts on a Sunday, which this year is April 2nd, and it goes to that Saturday, which this year is April 8th. Just like Easter, of course, this is based on the lunar calendar, so it changes every year. So that said, how is it celebrated and what does it mean to Costa Ricans? So Semana Santa is founded as a religious holiday, right? Catholicism is widely practiced here in Costa Rica. About 47% of Costa Ricans are Catholic. So it's definitely a religious time, a time of reflection, and many traditions are observed during that time. But it's not only that. In fact, it's rather a national obsession. Costa Ricans love their Semana Santa. It is a time, other than Christmas and New Year's, where it's virtually mandatory that you take time off and vacation with your family and loved ones. And so regardless of whether they're religious or not, or they're observing these traditions, they are together with the ones they love and they take it very seriously. So in terms of, which I love, so in terms of like the formal recognition, the business days, there are holidays given. Thursday and Friday of Holy Week is where the banks shut down. For my real estate clients, all the attorneys' offices are closed, the escrow companies are closed. They say Thursday and Friday, officially, but the truth is, no one works the whole week. We take time off. I mean, we do. KRAIN, we're open 7 days a week, but the rest of the country really takes the whole week off. So if you're here doing business during Semana Santa, you're probably not going to get much done, but you are going to have a really good time. What does it mean in terms of vacationing during Semana Santa? Well, it is a time where the rules of normal commerce simply do not apply. If you're thinking about taking a low-cost vacation and visiting an isolated piece of paradise, you may be in the right place at the wrong time. But for tourism and hotels and the industry in general, it is the happiest time of the year. So really the business is twofold. Number one, we have our international travelers, which we always have throughout the high season, which starts basically the US Thanksgiving and goes all the way to May 1st, or Semana Santa, the final weeks in April. But we have many of our international travelers that come during the week of Semana Santa quite by accident because it's their spring break, right? So they're here during that time. And then we have the national vacationers. And like I said, Costa Ricans take their Semana Santa very seriously. So essentially everyone from the Central Valley flocks to the beach. So Guanacaste, our beach towns are we have the international travelers, we have the national travelers who don't mind to pay higher prices and come here and be with their family. So there are a lot of people here and it's crowded. But it's also really entertaining. It's really busy. For example, on my beach, on Playa Potrero, in the mornings throughout the day, I'll see a few people walking by, or a dog, or some cows. On Semana Santa, there are jet skis out front, there are helicopter tours overhead, there are a lot of people playing Frisbee. I mean, nothing compared to the beaches you see in, for example, the United States during summer. It's not that crowded at all, but it is different. You know, if you come during this time, it will be busier. So there's a lot of action, which is fun, but it's not really representative of our beach towns on the rest of the weeks remaining in the year. Should I come to Costa Rica during Semana Santa? If you're coming on vacation, absolutely. Don't worry about that. The only thing you need to consider is you need to do a little more planning. You need to plan in advance, get your hotel reservations, airline reservations in advance. They also will be more expensive during this week, just like Christmas, you know, in the United States. You know, like they say, maybe you don't want to come to Costa Rica in Semana Santa because it'll be busier and the most expensive time of the year. That's what they told me about Disney World. Don't go during Christmas because it's the most expensive and busiest time of the year. And guess what we did? We went to Disney World at Christmas. Why? Because that was the only time my family could go. And it was still really nice, but of course the lines are longer, things are more expensive. So it's kind of that dynamic, but you can easily vacation here and have a great time. For my real estate clients, don't come during Semana Santa. Everyone's here vacationing and partying. We can't get into the homes because most of the homes that my clients want to purchase here are active vacation rentals or being used as such, and we can't even get in to see the home. So if you're serious about buying real estate, don't make your real estate trip during Semana Santa. I do want to talk a minute about the traditions and the processions that Costa Ricans observe for their Semana Santa. So on Thursday, for example, there's an observation they'll do the feet washing that is representative of when Jesus washed his disciples' feet at the Last Supper. Practicing Catholics also observe Good Friday, so that may be the day that they do not eat meat, for example. They also have some great specialty dishes, which is a whole video on its own. Delicious food that have real significance. They also have an interesting tradition of the burning of Judas. So there's a doll, and of course, you know, Judas was the apostle who betrayed Jesus, so they have kind of that ceremony. And then they have a candlelit procession, time of reflection that obviously marks Good Friday, the day that Jesus died. And they also have something called Holy Saturday, and that is where basically they have the prayer of the Rosary, and that's performed in honor of Mary mourning her son on Saturday morning. And then on Sunday, remember, actual Easter is not a part of Semana Santa. In fact, Sunday is when all the Costa Ricans gather up all their stuff from the beach and they head back to San Jose. So one rule that you cannot break here at Semana Santa is on Sunday, following Semana Santa, do not drive from Guanacaste to San Jose because it is a mess. That's the day that everyone travels home. And then finally, I get asked about the weather in Semana Santa. Here in Guanacaste, it's basically perfect. It never rains, so it's great for planning. There's not a cloud in the sky, but it is dry. It has not rained most of the time since about December, so it is kind of dry. Things are browner. It's the driest and hottest month of the year for Guanacaste. So many of my clients, when they come down over Semana Santa, they say, this is not what I expected Costa Rica to look like. And I said, well, first of all, you're in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. And second of all, the rains come in May and everything gets lush and green again. Okay, so that's what Semana Santa is all about in Costa Rica. Remember, if you're interested in real estate in Costa Rica, traveling in Costa Rica, or just about the country in general, subscribe to this channel and tell me in the comments below what you want to learn about, what you want to hear about in Costa Rica. Follow us on social media, KRAIN Luxury Real Estate, KRAIN Vacation Rentals on Instagram, and of course, Sarah in Costa Rica if you want to follow me personally. Thanks so much for your time. Ciao for now, and Pura Vida.